Hello, Facebook friends. Evelina Rose here. I have the privilege of channeling for you the Council of 12 today, and I'm delighted to offer this audience with spirit. Please post any questions you'd like in the chat, and I'll be giving them. And we always invite your guides in as well, the highest, brightest of your guides. So it's a good time to get a cup of tea, sit back, let go of multitasking, and really focus on receiving. A lot of healing can happen during this time if you focus on receiving. So I'm going to use an invocation to call in the Council of 12, which is one of the ancient councils of the radiant circles of light, the hierarchy of light. And they've worked with this planet since its inception. Different ones come for whoever is needing them. So you may all have your own little team that arrives to support you. Deep breath. Allow yourself to center. Flow right into your grounding, arriving in the core of your body. I ask the angels and archangels, please create for us a crystalline temple of radiant energy around this work, wherever it's being received and whenever. Cleansing and clearing all energies not of the light from around everyone involved in this channeling, and weaving for each person their own chrysalis of radiance filled with the rays and vibrations that are needed for that person's healing and evolutionary growth. I ask God, Goddess, source of all that is, encompasses in your radiant light, ensure only being serving the heart of love, light, and truth may participate in any way. Highest truth is all that is spoken. Deepest healing and guidance is received. If you will, invoke the radiant heart of your own soul to guide you in receiving all you need and in releasing all it serves to release as you breathe in your light and light from source. I welcome into this sacred temple the Council of 12, and I welcome those beings serving love, light, and truth who are guides or loved ones for anyone here. Greetings, dear ones. We greet you and bless you. I am Babaji, and I'm going to begin this channeling, though when you ask questions, others may come and respond as well. And that's why we love working with the Council of 12, because there are many options at any moment for whom you might wish to speak with. We love to call the best experts in the field of your questions. And I also identify myself because I would love for many of you to relate to me for guidance. You can call me in at any point. You can download an image from the internet, Mahavatar Babaji, or simply speak my name and know that I always come. Guides always come. We love working with you. It's our pleasure. It's part of our purpose. You allow us to do our job when you ask for things, and we love that. We would love many, many opportunities to assist you in your growth. So if you have questions, please post them in the chat box, and they'll be given to us. We know that these are times of deep and radical change. The hearts are welcome too. Thank you. Deep and radical change. These are times where it may feel as if your very foundation is being rocked. Well, it is. The political culture is rocking many people's foundations, including those who have not been committed to growth, because there needs to be this amazing shakeup on this planet in order for the new species to evolve. Homo sapiens, as it's been living on this planet, has done a good job of bringing it pretty close to destruction. And so what's evolving out of the cutting edge of the light workers is the new species that some call Homo noeticus, all means of knowing, Homo luminous, or Homo luminosity, meaning beings that are open to the luminous energies of their soul. So we give a gesture of up because often you need to think up to call in your luminosity. The old way was go out into it. It's a little bit of a spiritual bypass. So you don't have to deal with life. You just go into your light and forget about life. That has its own merits. And what's needed in order to evolve this next species is to reach into your light and draw it into your body. And let your light body take up residence in your physical body. So do that now. Reach into your light, because this body operates on the spiral energy of the DNA and spiral energy of some of the meridians. It tends to enjoy having you bring your light in as a spiral. Let it spiral down your center. Let it fill your core. And bring in more so the core gets fuller and more filled. Follow it in so you're taking up residence in your core. And then as it flows in, let it radiate through you all the way to the back and all the way around your head, into your body, down your legs. You might take your old grounding and release it. Good to do that every few days when you're changing this rapidly. And create some new grounding. And invite your guides to calibrate you to this moment, to exactly the optimal expression of your energies for this moment in time and going forward. So you feel your new grounding, you're allowing your light to spiral down and fill you. And then let it keep radiating out through the body, and see if you can allow your light to enter your bones. Let your light enter your skeleton. It's kind of fun. You can have some of it pouring down the vertebrae of the back, and just like almost like a viscous liquid, just smoothing over each vertebrae like it's kissing it and caressing it and bringing it to balance. So these are some of the skills that we teach people who are empaths in order to come back to your own body and become sovereign in it. And here's the interesting thing. You may not have thought of yourself as an empath, but as you open to these other levels of your soul's existence, you become more and more sensitive. Evelina will say, I've spent my whole life learning to be sensitive. And the good news is I'm very, very sensitive. And the not so good news is I'm very, very sensitive to foods and smells and all kinds of things. One wants to be sensitive to your environment. You want to be in relationship with all of life. Now, the empath kind of unconsciously, unwittingly merges with the pain of others. So you're in relationship with life in that way. And yet that's not contributing, because taking on someone else's pain doesn't mean there's less pain. It's just, it's shared. They might be a little better, but there's still that much pain on the earth. So if this has ever happened to you, it might be you're feeling great. You sit down next to someone and, oh, you got a headache. Or, wow, that person walked through the room and it's like the light went out. Or I feel kind of weird after talking to that person. So you want these skills of bringing your light into your body so you become resident in your body. There's a New Age comedian who says the problem with astral traveling is you might come back and find your body's been sublet. And that's kind of what happens to empath. It's like, whoa, I wasn't paying attention. I wasn't in my body, and I don't know who's in here now, but it's really hard to get in. If it's hard to get in, ask the angels to clear you. So let's do that right now. Angels and archangels, bright, clear, radiant beings of light, I give you permission to clear my energy field. Use your wings, brush out my energy field in every direction. Release everybody else's energy from my field. You can use your hands. The subconscious shifts by ritual and imagery. So if you're using your hands to signify the angels brushing out your field, and then you may find there's a cord or two in your back. You pull those out and give them to the light and just kind of pluck whatever's in your chakras that doesn't belong out and give it to the light. A little care and keeping of the chakra system is in order every day. It's a wise way to start the day. So now breathe and see if there's more room for your light to come into your body. The more you clear it, the more you realize the need to clear it. And what you want to learn is how to be sovereign in your body. And the best way to keep it from being sublet is occupy it. Come in, bring your whole energy in, arrive in your cells. Can you feel the vertebrae in your back? Expand your consciousness till you can, but you need to be in your core to feel that. How about your tailbone? Can you feel that? The sides of your knees, the insides of your ankles. So see how deeply embodied you can be. Being embodied and in present time is where you have the most power. The point of power is always in the present moment. And the more that you allow yourself to bring all of who you are into the present moment, the more you're able to sit in your seat of power and operate in alignment with divine will. So people think, oh, thy will, not mine, as if thy will's way out there somewhere. And if I'm lucky, you'll give me some marching orders and then I'll try to do what I'm told. Hope I can. Divine will expresses right here in your solar plexus. Divine will is right here. It's in your solar plexus. If you think of your heart as a sanctuary, that's where you can feel your divinity the most. And then the solar plexus is will and the center of power. So if you want to align with divine will, come into your core, do it now. Now's really a good time to use practices. You think, oh, that's a good idea, and you write it down, but it doesn't become a practice that way. So breathe in, let your light spiral down your center, follow it in, come into your heart chakra and your solar plexus, and imagine breathing from one to the other, and link them up as if you're making a loop between your solar plexus and your heart. It helps to add an undulation. The undulation starts with tilting the pelvis forward on the in-breath, backward on the out-breath. Doesn't require any more muscles than that. Just rocking forward on the in-breath, back on the out-breath. So on the in-breath, bring the energy to your heart, and on the out-breath, cycle it back to the solar plexus, up to the heart, back to the solar plexus. A wonderful practice to add to your day is about 10 minutes of deep breathing. How often do you breathe deeply? For some, we'd say, how often do you actually breathe? The breath mechanism goes all the way through the upper lungs that most people limit it to, into the lower lungs, and filling them so completely that the diaphragm pushes the lower belly out. So you want to breathe the lower belly first, lower lungs, upper lungs, and then empty from the top. Just take a few moments to really infuse your body with the breath of life. You know, people want to go to energy drinks when they want more energy. Go to energy sips. Breathe in. Release toxins. Take in nourishment. Take in light. You take in prana. It's absorbed in the lungs. Breathe out. Letting go. Releasing all that's in the way of full expression. Breathing in. Undulate with it. Add a little Kundalini with it. So you're breathing in the breath, you're letting the Kundalini rise, fill, nurture you, exchange fresh oxygen for toxins, breathe out, letting go, let the Kundalini relax. You have all these resources. They came with the body. It's a package deal. You have the resource of your Kundalini, of your life force, that you can learn to direct up through the body. Let it weave and wind its way up through the chakra system, because it energizes and activates and potentiates each chakra. You can breathe in the earth energy and let it weave and wind its way up through the chakra system, and add that resource and the energetics of that resource to your chakras. And you can breathe your light. Wants to spiral down through the chakra system. There's an upward spiraling serpent and a downward spiraling serpent. And when you keep them both activated from day to day, you have all the energy you need. Saves a lot of money on energy drinks and such, just using your natural resources. Then if you add yoga, stretching, opening the body to the full presence of your being, even more resources. So right now, how embodied are you? Are you in your elbows? Are you in your hands, your wrists, your fingers, your toenails? You see, when your spirit inhabits every cell of the body, it brings youthful energy. It helps all the healing processes in the body work more optimally. It allows you to be present in your body, to hear what your body wants and needs. It's telling you all the time. You go to eat something and it kind of pushes it away, or there's a bit of a reaction. It's saying, I don't want that. And then you look at other options and there's something you're really drawn to. Maybe that's sugar addiction. We understand that most people in this society got addicted to sugar as babies, unfortunately. And you get to really check in. Is this good for me? Is this going to enhance my consciousness? So we'd like to give you each an assignment. We'd like you to pay attention to how your consciousness feels throughout the day, and pay attention to how that relates to what you eat, how much you're breathing, how much you're sleeping, exercising, doing spiritual practices, meditating. So that you check in, you take a temperature of how you feel, then you eat something and you crash. So if you crash after eating that, pay attention. That's your body's message. There's something in what you just ate that is not compatible with who you are at this level of sensitivity. Maybe you could eat it 6 months ago, but you've continued to grow. And the more that you pay attention to what enhances you, what allows your consciousness to have its fullest expression, to work at its highest potential. The more you pay attention to that, the better life gets. It starts getting really exciting when you function from your highest potential all the time. Now, what you'll notice is that you start doing that. You're working from that high potential, and it feels great, and you love it, and then you binge. And you eat the worst foods possible, and you don't get any sleep, and you feel awful. Don't beat yourself up. That's the change back. It's a natural thing. You see, the ego is your servant. It loves working. It loves working. We were going to say it loves working for you, but it doesn't particularly work for you. It just loves working and thinks its job is to look at what's happening, take the past, apply it to it, and bring it back to stasis, homeostasis. So you're stretching, you're getting more light, you're opening to new things, and the ego goes, whoops, no, we're here. We don't go there, we're here. So when you get that change back, that's a signal that you need to bring your ego along with you. So when you do practices and you get into that exalted state, sit your ego down and say, ego, I want to talk to you. Start with love. I love you. You work so hard on my behalf. I really appreciate that. So, ego, I want you to know that we're doing life differently now. I am choosing consciously to have more light, do more spiritual practices, be in my fourth and fifth dimensional energies a lot more often. And I want you to allow that. So there's a new norm. So I'm asking you to no longer adapt and adjust my psyche to the old norm, but just pay attention. And when I'm happy with the new norm, then I want you to let me be there and be guided by my happiness rather than the past. Because the past no longer predicts who we are or what we're becoming or how we want to be. So as I do these practices, I'd like you to take notes. Really, ego, I want you to take notes so you see what I'm consciously adding, and I want you to take note of what shifts in my psyche and whether I'm reacting with happiness and joy and satisfaction or something else. So if I have negative reactions, then you can help me adjust it. If I'm reacting with happiness and joy, that's the new norm. So allow that and let go of needing to change things back. Okay? So it's shifting your job a little bit. You're bright. You're clear. You're a good servant. So I want you to do this new job. And then smile and love the ego and know that you've just unleashed an old tether to the past. So we have some questions. Wonderful. We'd love questions. So please post more in the chat room. And thank you for the hearts. That's quite lovely. So post all that you'd like. We would appreciate it. Oh, lots of wonderful people on. Beautiful. So there's more names here. Mm-hmm. So, question. Annalisa, it's one of my biggest challenges being ill and in pain. Sure is. Oh, it takes more than I have to inhibit my body. Did you write inhibit or inhabit? Well, that's very interesting because that's what you want to do is inhibit the inhabiting of your body. After months and years, it takes a toll, but it's also self-preservation. Any strategies for those of us with chronic pain and illness. It's otherwise a joyous and pleasurable practice, but not when the body suffers this much. Well, we absolutely know what you mean since our channel has similar situations from time to time of years of chronic pain. It wears you down, it uses up your resources. And then we come along and say, get in every cell of your body And it's like, well, I don't want to be near that pain. Thank you very much. I suffer plenty not being in my body. So why would I want to come in? So we want to just tweak that a little. We're saying, bring your light body into every cell of your body. So if you think of it as, here's my body, I'm living a little distant from it to be safe, but I'm going to bring my light body in. I'm going to allow my light body in, and then I'm going to align with my light body. So wherever there's pain, you go, okay, light body, what's the perfect template for this knee that's in pain? Light body, what's the perfect template for this ear that's ringing? And I ask my light body to inform my pain body. And I ask my pain body to align with my light body. Let the light lift us up. Let the light take us, body, you, me, and our sense of the experience of being in this vessel. Let the light body help elevate that consciousness. So in a sense, what you're doing is you're bringing, you might think of it as your fourth dimensional vessel and your fifth dimensional vessel into the third to up-level and uplift it. It helps. Sometimes if you do that and you do the undulatory breathing, you might find that the pain lessens. We've had experiences with Evelina of getting her to activate the Kundalini and breathe and bring in the light, run it down the leg that has sciatica, and the sciatica disappears. So your light body is a resource. We're not just saying bring yourself in and suffer. We're saying bring in a resource to inform your pain body. Some other resources. There is a program created by the Councils of Light many decades ago called the Medical Assistance Program. It's called MAP Team. Would you type that in? Medical Assistance Program. You can look it up online. There's a protocol to use, and anyone can invite the MAP program to create a MAP team for you, your own medical assistance team. And any day you wish, a couple times a day, you can call in your MAP team using the protocol. Tell them what you'd like healing, what healing you'd like done in your body. They'll work on your body for about 40 minutes or so, and then you release them. If you tend to fall asleep in that 40 minutes, ask one of the guides to release it's called a coning. So the protocol creates this cone of light for the realm to bring healing energies to you. So that's a wonderful resource. Another is Mirabai Devi, Mirabai. Her second name is Devi. If you look her up on YouTube, she has some light transmission programs. And you can just sit and let her pour light into your body. That's really helpful too. We encouraged Evelina to do that this morning, and it greatly improved her sense of embodiment and of enjoying being in the body, because you want to be bringing energies that enhance your body's experience. Pain, so much could be said for pain, and we hope you're learning about the inner cannabinoid system and CBDs and other non-psychoactive expressions of the hemp plants. Some of the terpenes that are not psychoactive work on inflammation, and the CBDs help to diminish pain. A lot of turmeric in your diet. Turmeric wants to be eaten with black pepper and a dietary fat. So we're going to tell you Evelina's favorite, which is to use a potato peeler and shave the turmeric very thin, lay it on a plate, grate goat Gouda cheese on it, a little black pepper, and microwave it 50 seconds, and you've got almost a grilled cheese sandwich, and your pain will diminish within minutes. So using the plant kingdom in those ways. is also a good way to work with pain. Ask Kuan Yin to absorb your suffering. That's her job. She's the Bodhisattva of infinite mercy and compassion. And she loves to absorb your suffering because that's her agreement field, is that she will stay aligned with Earth as long as there's anyone suffering. So invite her to come and absorb your suffering, to hold you, ask Divine Mother to hold you. What we'd say about a body filled with illness, pain, and suffering is don't go there alone. Do go in, bring in your light body, invite beings of light to clear your energy field, invite Kuan Yin to absorb your suffering, invite Divine Mother to hold you, call in your MAP team. So there's a lot of resources that are available at no cost just because you are a part of an abundant universe. Let's see if there's other things we can suggest, but those are some good tools and suggestions. So, Suzanne, suggest a simple everyday meditation practice? Yes. The simplest is on the website, evelinarose.com. It's in the little chat over here. It's a 5 1/4 minute grounding and manifesting meditation. So you can use that. You can put it on your phone, copy the audio, keep it with you, use it any way you wish. It's for everyone. So the basics are what we've already done, which is to breathe into your center, open your grounding, shift it every 2 or 3 days, let the earth absorb it, start fresh. You'll feel it's almost like a fresh of spring air, a breath of spring air comes in when you open a new grounding. So new grounding, and then call up the earth energy. It wants to spiral up. It wants to fill your core and feed you. A few breaths letting go, a few breaths breathing in earth energy. Then call in your light. Let your light spiral down your center. Follow it in. Take up residence in your core. And for a few breaths, focus on breathing in the light. Take a few breaths, focus on releasing everything that needs to release from the upper chakras. So the meditation is filling up with essence, letting go of everything else. Very simple standing meditation. A great thing to do when you first start to dance or before you go for a walk. Stand with your hands just a little bit splayed, like this would be relaxed and this is a little more open. So stand with them by your side and breathe in that which is essentially you and breathe out everything else. So 20 deep breaths, breathe in that which is essentially you, breathe out everything else. That's a beautiful way to arrive in your body and really get grounded and centered. Then the one on the website would have you bring your light in again, follow it in, come sit in the sanctuary of your heart. We've been doing that on these channelings, so everyone come on in. Come into the sanctuary of your heart and allow yourself to feel the presence of the light of your being there in the sanctuary of your heart. And put an altar there to whatever it is you want to create. So it might be to radiant health. It might be you put a symbol of a chalice overflowing, light pouring in and overflowing through your life, or golden coins pouring in, radiating out through your life. If you do the golden coins, invite the goddess Lakshmi to be with you, and you always start with gratitude with Lakshmi. Lakshmi Ma, she's a mother goddess. Thank you so much for all the good in my life and the wonderful beings you've brought to my practice, and the beautiful new friends and the opportunities to network with these people and the glorious spring. And what I ask is, and then you make your request. I ask for 10 more full paying clients to come this week and every week. And I ask for them to be people who love the work, and I love working with them, and we're able to really support them in going to new levels in their life. So whatever it is you ask for, you see that kind of enthusiasm we're pouring into it, that sense of emotional fulfillment. When you add that to your request, to your prayers, or at the end of your meditation, it says to the universe, oh, she's really wanting this. And it says to your psyche, aha, okay, new directions. Adding imagery increases the power of that. So we suggest that you use your meditation, you use imagery to drop in. Then if you get still, go with stillness. And as soon as your mind starts, you can use imagery, release the thoughts, breathe, use a practice, drop into stillness. As soon as you get restless, use some imagery, use a practice, drop into stillness. So you're aiming for the stillness, and minds chatter. They do. Those third dimensional minds like to be very busy. So just accommodate that by using a practice. It gives the mind something to do. So mind, right now, I'd like you to visualize that these prayers that we've just put out are being sent out, wafting out over the community and drawing the very people who will be the answer to the prayer. So I want you to get busy with that visualization right now. And then while the mind's doing that, you get to get quieter inside and more still. Okay? Beautiful. I'm loving to see all the people who joined. I won't take time to address you all because I have more questions. So if you'll continue to post your questions, it's great. Donna, welcome. Many teachings suggest that we cannot manifest a partner into our lives unless we keep the faith. But how does one do this? Challenging. How does one do this when so many years have passed? I've adjusted to many changes to this life, to the life I thought I would have. But how do I bring in a soulmate when past experiences make it difficult to imagine it ever happening? We recommend ignoring reality on a regular basis. You see that mind that's going, oh, but how can you put those images in the future because the past, that's that ego mind we were talking about. So the mind looks at your visualization, your prayers, what you're calling for, looks at the past, compares it and goes, nah, no way, doesn't happen. So ignore that. That's your ego mind trying to protect you. And you just go, there, dear mind, please be still. I don't want to hear that. The past is the past. I don't want to live it in the future. So ego mind, here's what's happening. I am calling in a soulmate because I want a reality that's richer than what we've had. I want you to allow that. I want to take the past and move it to the past. And those images I put out in the future, so if you haven't, go ahead. So those images of being in love and fulfilled and wanted and cherished and treasured and on and on and on that I love so much, let's take those images and let's pour them into the present. Because that's what I want. That's what I'm choosing here and now. And I want to take those images, and here's some magic, mind. Angels, assist me. I want to take those images of fulfillment and pour them into the past and erase all that I no longer want. Goodbye. So Yeah, now can I really visualize myself loved and loving? So you want to bring it very here now, so people will go, I want a soulmate. So God, here's what I want. Here's what I'll have. This is, I will in the future is what Spirit hears. Here's what I want. You're not saying here's what I have. So do it this way. I am now a woman who is so well matched. Oh my goodness, I love this partner. Whoa, this partner loves me. And when we look into each other's eyes, oh, it's my heart sings and my body gets all a tingle, and it's been happening for weeks and months and years. This is a love that lasts. I'm cherished. I feel honored. I feel treasured. Oh, how's that feel in myself? Cherished. Oh, that's just delicious. Honored. Oh, I invite all of me to feel being cherished and honored and fulfilled. And having the other person saying, I feel so cherished by you. I feel so honored by you. I love loving you. And you saying, I love being loved by you. So you entertain the experience of being with the soulmate here and now with all the emotions and energies of a wonderful scene. And then you wrap that up in a beautiful sphere of light or a rose. You say, Spirit, this, I will have this now. And I offer up everything in me in the way. You can clear any belief structures. You can have any old patterns. Dissolve any hold the past has on me. I now put myself, my foot in a new future. And I ask for total and absolute support from the realms of light for this love to arrive in my life. Make it magical, make it miraculous, make it fun and fulfilling, because I'm ready. And if there's any part of me not ready, work it. Help me get 100% ready, open, activated, willing, and receiving. And I receive it now. So that's how you do it. You ignore reality and you paint your own pictures until you believe them, because you've poured a lot of emotional juice into the pictures and into the prayers. You know, there's a lot to be said for fervent prayers. Prayers that reflect a deep willingness or deep commitment to allowing whatever you're calling, to having it, to let your life shift around it. We've experienced people who might say, okay, I want more clients this week. Oh, geez, I've got so much to do. No, I want 5 more clients. I don't know where I'm going to put them. I wanted to get that other done. You know, as long as the mind's equivocating, Spirit goes, guess we don't have a real prayer yet. Okay, we can wait. You know, there's a tremendous amount of patience in the realms of light. When you've got eternity, you don't hurry. So the speed at which you receive is the speed at which you open. And sometimes you open, and then there's that change back we talked about. And you get to go in and go, okay, who's afraid in here? So I'm going, yes, bring, and who's pushing away? Well, part of me is without blame. It's a coping mechanism. It's just a part of you that got safe using that coping mechanism. You bring them into your heart. You bring them kind of like the mother hen under your feathers, so you're taking care of your life and they're feeling loved. They won't be pushing it away. They'll be taken care of so they can trust. So that's another piece of bringing it. This word keep the faith is interesting too, because keep the faith feels like I've got to get something and I've got to hold on to it. But it's really live. Live from a consciousness that I have a right to what I call to me, and that I get to tell the universe it's time. And I get to ask the universe to rearrange itself to fit this picture of reality. And if you ask with enough energy, enough surrender, enough willingness, you're likely to have it answered. We know there are times when it doesn't come. We understand that. Usually it's because some other part is a no to your yes. Occasionally it's because the lessons your soul's choosing require your current situation. And just be really curious in that and go, okay, so what is it that I'm getting from not having what I want? What are my lessons? How can I learn them? How can I reorient my universe to where I can fulfill my soul's plan and be wondrously, deliciously, radiantly loved for the rest of my lifetime? Okay, God, answer me that. You kind of put a challenge to the universe to give you those answers, because that allows you to just know more about who you are and to watch for the answers to come. They come in serendipitous experiences, that phrase on the radio, that book you open to a certain thing, the card you pull. Let yourself be guided, because when you challenge God, God responds. And God's always yes, but yes to what? So you're looking at, okay, what's wanting to happen here to get the field really clear for my love to arrive? Diana King. I seem to sabotage myself when I want to change my rhythm, to change my diet, etc. I struggle with overwhelm and resistance to get things done. Seems a bit the human condition. So the first thing with this is to be very loving and accepting of yourself. Yes, it's easy when you try to make changes to sabotage yourself. That's the change back weave. That seems to be the theme of this channeling today. There's a part of you that goes, oh, well, we didn't say that you could go there. And the physical body actually has a physiological mechanism that it adapts to the weight you are. And when you lose a few pounds, the body goes, oh, we lost something. We need to get back to that weight we're supposed to be. So it will actually try to bring you back there. So a lot of internal dialogue of letting your body know, I now wish to be X whatever pounds. I'm going to be dropping a half pound or a pound every week or so by eating this new way. Live foods, fresh foods, healthy foods, lower calories. And I want you to allow that weight to fall away. That makes me happy. And I know you want me to be happy. It also makes you healthier. It will support our blood pressure regulating, our blood sugar regulating. This diet will help you function better. So work with me on this, will you? The other piece about sabotage and resistance is make your changes slowly. So let's say you want to go to a new way of eating that's healthier. First of all, let go of calling it a diet, because your body's already conditioned. Diet means deprivation. Oh no, brace yourself. We got to adjust back from this one. Instead, body, here's my new eating plan. And then you go on it, and maybe you make it okay that you follow it a day, one whole day. I did it. Yay, celebrate. Okay, I didn't do it today. All right, just accept, love. It's okay. We're learning. Oh, now I got 2 days in. Fantastic. Oops, a whole weekend eating the old way. Well, I get to notice how I feel. I get to witness, I get to remind my body that this sluggishness and brain fog is because of the carbs we ate last night, or the bread, or the gluten, or the whatever. So you walk your body through the reasons for the change. You help your body and the different parts of your psyche understand, when I eat this fresh way, wow, feel how light my consciousness feels. I can think more clearly, and it's easier to get up and down. Notice that. That's why we're doing this eating plan. It works. So it's kind of like, the ego, it's been said, has a mind of an 8-year-old. So you speak to it with respect, but kind of like you would an 8-year-old. You don't try to convince it how to run your life. You help it understand how your adult functioning is going to run things, and love it and help it find a way to accept it. And the body mind is also like a younger part of you. So you just nurture and bring these parts along, help them understand, and love yourself whether you do what you plan or you don't. Love yourself if you eat well. Love yourself if you eat the old way. Love yourself if you're resisting. A really good thing to do with resistance is to embody it. Wow, am I resisting this new thing? Okay, what's that feel like in my body? Oh, I don't want to know. It's too much change. It's too hard. You let all the voices express themselves, and you start realizing those are kid voices. Oh, so this weight and these ways of distracting and numbing down were my coping mechanisms as a kid. So I've got to help those kid parts of me discover new ways of coping before I take away all the old ones. So you're distracting. What are you distracting from? Well, I understand that was true then. It isn't happening now. So you work with these young parts of you that are in this resistant mode and help them get into current time. There's a wonderful way of working with Divine Mother. We call this soul retrieval. There's an article on EvelinaRose.com about soul retrieval. So you can ask Divine Mother to come into your heart chakra. Ask the angels to make a big rocking chair or a big, one of those sitting areas that has lots of pillows and couchy things for Divine Mother. She has a very big lap, and you invite her to bring all your child selves into her lap. So when you identify a part of you resisting, you say, come sit with Divine Mother with me. No, you're not in trouble, because they might think they are. No, I just want you to be loved. Divine Mother, help me bring this child into current time. And she literally will bring the child and you through space and time. And you can invite that all the way through space and time, all the way into my heart chakra. And then you ask the angels to make a little girl or a little boy's room in there for that part, or you have her bring them into her lap. So she can gather up the young parts of you from wherever they're caught in time. Because if they're in an old coping mechanism, they're caught in time. And the way that happens is something occurs, the child is shocked. Oh, I can't believe you said that. I can't believe she did that. And they just stay in that shock. So then something happens now, like you're opening to be more vulnerable, and it's like for that child, it's like, oh, no, that's dangerous. No, because they're back in the old place that was dangerous. So when you and Divine Mother go find that child, rescue them, bring them through space and time, and the imagery is really good, through space and time, all the way into your heart chakra, and then name the date. It helps to leave the trauma in the past and bring the essence into now. And then there's less resistance. So earlier, Evelina posted on the chat above about an empath video. So we have together created a series of 6 Living as an Empath videos. The first one is available free, plus a half-hour intro. Send your email address by instant message. Please don't put it in the chat, but instant message, and we'll send you the links to them. The others you can pay if you like. On one of them, might not be the first, it's probably the third or fourth, we actually walk people through this soul retrieval process. It's about a 20-minute segment. So it allows you to be guided, and you can use it over and over to go gather up the parts of your soul that got lost in the past. We also do it often in private channelings, and Evelina often does it in her metatherapy, which is a very metaphysically based form of therapy that helps to access your inner resources and helps you gather up all your essence into now, so you can live from your power. You can live from your pleasure, from your passion, and really be in the center of your universe, co-creating it with the divine. So some of you, we feel, would benefit once again from having the angels brush out your energy field, clearing everyone else, clearing any cords from your back. We also, in the Empath series, teach how to release those cords. And there's 9 hours, so there's a lot of tools and techniques to support you in being sovereign in your field and being in current time, because the resistance isn't about current time. When you're resisting your own good, you're in a part of you that's afraid of being as vulnerable, as beautiful, slender, happy in your body as your plan would make you. So when that part comes into current time and then they're in your heart, then you let them know, finally you've got an adult on duty. I'm here. I'll take care of things. I'm really good at dealing with people, and I'll handle that. You get to be a child, be in the heart, let Divine Mother hold you, allow yourself to be nurtured and cared for. And you can do what children do. You get to have your childhood now. So children play, eat, nap, play, eat, play, nap, sleep, play, eat, those things. So that's all you need to do, as you wish. So it's really, these parts that resist, they're like children who had to go on duty because the adults weren't taking care of things. So the healing of the resistance, you don't resist it, you love it up. The healing of the resistance is to get those soul fragments into current time, into your heart, so your adult can manage your food plans and your exercise and your practices, and the children are cared for. That resolves it over time. You may not lose weight as quickly, and it isn't how many pounds you lose, it's how much you allow your body to achieve a slender self. And we do suggest in the weight issues that you let go of lose or weight loss, and you go, what size do I want to be? I want to be a 130-pound woman. So I'm revealing the 130-pound woman in me. And how does a 130-pound woman eat? So in this meal, when does a 130-pound woman stop and put the rest away for later? How does a 130-pound woman move? So you're beginning to feel that younger, that slimmer self inside emerging, rather than having to let go and lose and deal with resistance, because you're in the negative, and change doesn't come when you're in the negative. Change comes when you positively request it, when you, in the positive language, when you're inviting it, envisioning it, desiring it, and celebrating it. That's when you get change. So ignore reality on a regular basis. Vision what it is you want and live into those visions. We also have a video on Femifesting that's about living into the visions that we think you'd find useful. So please explore the website. Let yourself enjoy all the resources there. So many of your guides have come to be with you during this time. So we ask that in this request for you to let them work with you, that only those who are the highest, brightest, most radiant beings remain, and the angels escort anyone else away from you right now. And our suggestion is you take the next few moments or however long you wish and sit with your guides and just say, I want to know you. So I'm being told you're here, or maybe you feel them. I want to know you. Reveal yourself to me. Allow me to experience true personal guidance. It doesn't necessarily mean you'll hear or see, but let yourself just notice the felt sense of what happens when you make the request, and know that often the guidance comes in as an intuition, kind of a hunch or an insight. If you're tuning into a feminine aspect, it comes in like, oh, I see the whole picture. My goodness, I had no idea that's what the whole thing looks like. It's more that gestalt that gets offered. So when you ask guidance to work with you, it's always yes. And then your mind gets busy with, how do I know it's them or me, or is it really happening? Just say, shh, 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 shh. That's the mind trying to control. Just go, I don't care. I'm going to make myself available and trust, because I asked, and I need to have my mind free for them to relate to me and work with me. Did you give me another one? Oh, for them to relate to me and work with me. So the quieter you are, the better. Thank you very much. We love you immensely. It's very easy to love you. It's a delight, a joy to be with you. We ask that all the beings around you bless you, that all the guides who've worked with us today or whenever you're witnessing this channeling bring great blessings of joy and love to you. May your highest destinies come true with ease, grace, and elegance, and may the amount of pleasure and joy you experience in your life increase exponentially as you allow yourself to have more of your practices and a lot more patience in establishing them. Take your time. There's the whole universe available to you, and eternity is plenty of time. So you don't have to perfect it this week, today, this year, but keep moving in that direction, and your self-acceptance and patience is what keeps you motivated and celebrating every step of the way. So we love you immensely. We bless you. We bless this earth. We call upon all the realms of light to shower this earth with sparkling, iridescent rainbow light, offering it to every human, every member of every species on the earth, the winged ones, the creepy crawlies, the furry ones, the ones in the waters, the ones everywhere upon this earth, so that all beings can feel the touch of light from Source, can feel the love we offer to your hearts, and open and awaken to the true nature of humanity and to reality when it's soul sourced rather than ego sourced. Blessed be. Thank you all so much. I love how many of you have joined us. Thank you for your questions. You can always send them to me by instant message or text before or between these channelings. I'm committed to doing Facebook Live on Tuesdays in May, and who knows, after that, we'll see. If you are aware of the Wisdom Circle, it's been moved to May 19th. I do offer private sessions. I do Zoom readings and Zoom therapy and couples counseling also by Zoom with people in many different countries and states, 15 countries and 20 some states to date. And it works beautifully. The difference in a private reading is there's time to go into the questions. There's a lot of collaboration. So they'll ask, how does that feel? What does that touch in you? They might use a statement that activates something under these coping mechanisms so we can see what really needs to be healed. We often clear past life energies. We often pull out parent energies or perpetrator energies, clear the field and clear the chakras. They're pretty thorough experiences. People come away feeling like their life has changed. So I'd love to be a part of the shift in your life. You can call or text or message me for a session. I'm offering a 20-minute free discovery session. So if you want to call or set up a time to talk about how this work might serve you and what your issues are and what you would like to have support with, I'm very happy to do that session with you. I record the sessions, you get an MP4 file. I also have even done Tantra by Zoom. It's pretty amazing. So thank you for technology. Thank you all for caring. Thank you, Facebook, for letting us connect. The video will be posted soon. I'd love for you to share it wildly all over the internet. And I will be in Portland, Oregon, June 11th. On the 13th, I have Sacred Arts of Love, which is an introduction to Tantra. Then I'm at the Oregon Tantra Festival, lots of hearts and thank you. The Oregon Tantra Festival, the weekend of, I think it's the 14th to 18th. Fabulous festival, beautifully well run. There's a lot of videos on YouTube and on Facebook now of the different presenters, so you can really get a good taste of us. I have a couple. Oregon Tantra Festival 2019. And then on the 22nd, I'm leading an all-day workshop in Tantra, deepening into the sacred arts of love, and a puja that night. Puja is open to anyone, whether you've done any of the other work or not. It's a wonderful opportunity to connect heart to heart and soul to soul. You'll feel like you fell in love all night long. So I hope to see you at some of these or online. Blessings and much, much love. Namaste.